This is the beginning of an epic food adventure trip where I'm starting out by taking on 4 different food challenges in 48 hours. Is it reckless? Maybe. But after a successful trip overseas, I was looking to keep that magical momentum going and test my limits once again. And it all begins in Nashville, where I'm preparing myself for the first food challenge of the day.
Today, I'm starting the Nashville-ish area tour. The first one's gonna be a sandwich / burger challenge-ish. It looked really good and I heard good things about it at 502 Cafe in Louisville. Then later on we're going to be making our way to Cincinnati, and then I'm going to be doing a team pizza challenge with an eater named Ivan. Haven't met before, but I heard he's a formidable food fighter, so looking forward to that. Ethan's getting here in the car, so we're gonna be heading to Louisville and get this first challenge underway.
Surprise, surprise. Most of this trip is gonna be spent with my eternal eating rival, Eager Ethan. I also refer to him as the putrid filthmonger and a variety of other nicknames that describes his often messy eating behavior. Nicknames such as the wretched abomination, the repulsive ravager, the grotesque gobbler, and the diabolical dunking monster. Also, he beat me pretty badly on our last trip together, so I was looking to kindly return the favor. Now, after a nearly 3-hour drive, I arrived at 502 Cafe in Louisville, Kentucky to take on their Louisville Lip BBQ Sandwich Challenge, which is named after the legendary boxer Mohammad Ali, who was given that nickname being born in Louisville and had quite the reputation for his witty remarks both inside and outside of the ring. And when they brought it out, whoa! Like a quick jab to the face, I was momentarily stunned. What a gorgeous looking barbecue sandwich platter, crafted with towering layers of ingredients, featuring a number of their barbecue meats. There's also several types of cheese, brisket chili, fried green tomatoes, and fried pickles, all of which is sandwiched between layers of Texas toast, and complemented by a generous serving of crispy onion rings and a double order of tots, which, by the way, all fully coated in beer cheese and their signature barbecue sauce. Now, there's no denying I was staring at this thing hard, like I just saw the love of my life. But the butterflies in my stomach were not out of love, but anxiety and fear, because in order to complete this challenge and get the meal for free and get up on their wall of fame, I had to finish it all in under 24 minutes. But I wasn't looking to start this trip on a loss, especially not in front of my most hated eating rival. So I loaded up my tunes, put my drinks and big utensils on standby, and prepared for the battle at hand.
3, 2, 1. Alright. This guy's a little harder to get out.
And let this food adventure begin as I lay this barbecue beauty on its side before going to town and sending it down. That is, once I found and removed all the skewers that was holding this thing together.
It's gonna be messy either way, I think.
Oh, with how saucy this is, getting a little down and dirty is almost guaranteed.
Oh, it's a terrible way to start out. There's the last one. I shouldn't have put it on its side, but it was gonna tip over either way.
Now that the foreplay is over, it's time to get straight to business, as I grabbed whatever juicy meat I could get my hands on and started to chomp away. It didn't matter here what type of meat was going into my mouth, because each bite was so good, so tender, juicy, and flavorful, especially while mixing it with the chili or the beer cheese for those hearty flavors and savory sensations. Being able to change up the flavors and textures here was also a real treat. Things get a bit too soft and savory with the meat and cheese, get some sweetness in there with the barbecue sauce and a few of those crunchy onion rings, or even some of that zip from the fried pickles. Though I'm pretty sure I just plowed through those in the beginning, if I'm being honest. I mean, there's not that much time to think about that sort of stuff, especially when you're on the clock. Surprised by the barbecue sandwich's heat retention, I spread open the sandwich while working my way through the various meaty layers, just to make sure my mouth wasn't getting around anything too hot to handle. Also, with those thicker slices of Texas toast, it was much easier to keep things on the cleaner side. There were a few times I was pulling out the pork belly to eat by itself, which, just like the rest of this challenge, tasted amazing. But as the challenge went on, the food started to cool off, and the pork belly was a bit tougher to chew through. This barbecue sandwich challenge is amazing and I'm absolutely loving it. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this challenge in the comments down below, and specifically what you would enjoy most about this challenge. The savory flavors, particularly the beer cheese, it was starting to create some flavor fatigue and started to fight back, which was the perfect time for the water to tag out and bring in the food challenge MVP,
Diet Cola,
for its sweet, crisp, and refreshing flavors. And while I make the switch, I look to grab my mighty big utensils to start working on those tots.
Try avoid eating some of this paper.
Yes, the paper isn't actually required to finish, and thankfully it wasn't that super thin stuff that rips apart easily. And while I started this challenge off strong in the beginning, the tots with the beer cheese were becoming very dense and heavy, making me feel a bit sluggish as I head into the final rounds of this match. But I did my best to gather my composure and use my mighty big spoon to chip away at this barbecue challenge, one bite at a time, and knock this challenge down for the count. Just a few more shimmies and a couple more shakes, and I think I have this one.
and your winner is Magic Mitch.
The adventures today, they're not over, as I would be attempting a second challenge later on. And when that video is ready, you can find it on the screen or in the description down below, and I'll see you there.